sorry, you guys. This cat's distracting, bro. He'd be freaking me out. Hey, get off my leg like that, bro.
What the hell is going on right
He's just gripping
Kemper's getting
around my
fucked by
leg
a
like.
cat.
now? He's getting raw dog.
That's hella funny. You guys all can't see because it was like down.
Hey.
Now you guys know I'm wearing pants. Maybe I should do that at the beginning of each episode till I get a fucking desk. Then I can
That's
sit
why you
behind my
stand
desk
up.
with
That's why
no
you stand
pants
up.
like a gentleman.
Yeah, we saw you stand up. You
Oh,
don't go.
Yeah, if you
Crotch
weren't
shot.
wearing pants and you stood up, we probably would have said something.
Oh, okay. I get
You just fucking junk dangling. Stop, Kemper.
it.
Put some pants
I
on,
got
bro.
that. I'm not gonna lie, I got that from the funniest. Like, it was a random comedian on Comedy Central way back in the day, and he was saying something. His joke was different though. But he said, "Man, you ever been to a shitty job?" And he was like, and then they get on you. He was like, "I worked at Subway," and he was like, "I remember one day that I came into work." And the manager looked at me and he was like, "You're late." And he's like, "Bro, you're lucky I'm wearing pants. Like, how little you fucking pay me."
My god damn, bro.
Yeah.
When he starts talking about putting his balls like in somebody's sandwich while you're making the sandwich,
Oh, what the
it was
fuck?
a funny ass
Oh,
joke.
shit.
Yeah. So his went the other way, but I've just always loved the thought of like, you don't pay me enough to wear pants. Like, I'm out.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's funny as fuck.
Hilarious.
Yeah. There's this
Damn.
old comedian named Mitch Hedberg, I think was his name. Hedberg. You should
Hedberg.
look him up, Mitch Hedberg. And that
Mitch
dude was
Hedberg.
like the king of one-line jokes. And it's just so many things that like the way that he says it, it's like he's got a very like monotone delivery of stuff, like, but it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a classic comedian. Rest in peace.
Rest in pieces.
What kind of stuff did you guys watch growing up? Because like when I was growing up, I was just discovering like certain things were just coming to TV. Like when Spike TV came on, like the Man Show came out. They had all kinds of stuff on Spike.
I never
TV.
had like satellite, so I never had like
Um,
Spike or like Adult Swim or fucking none of
Oh,
that
dude.
crazy shit that
What?
went with Dish.
Adult Swim
Robot
is it,
Chicken,
bro.
bro?
Dude, I had
Fuck
32
Yeah,
channels
Robot-
growing up.
Robot Chicken was lit,
I
yeah.
I remember Robot Chicken would come on and like when I was little, like I knew about ratings and I knew what shows were like bad because like my parents would be like, "That's bad." Every time, because I would remember Robot Chicken because the intro is like so catchy,
It's
bro.
so fucking crazy.
And
dude.
I would remember Robot Chicken would come on when I was like maybe like 12 years old, and I'd be like, no. I would change it, dude. I would change this channel so fast because I knew if I got caught watching that. Same thing with like South Park, but
Yeah.
but like now I watch that stuff. So
Bro,
No,
Robot
but
Chicken
I,
growing
I
up-
don't really mean so much of like uh what like already existed, but like were there things that you like discovered, or was all the cool shit that you discovered things like South Park that already were made? Like,
what are like the cool
because you know, like for me, like when I first started watching this, it was like, yeah, UFC had been going on in like the '90s on pay-per-view, and it was like a
Yeah.
thing. But like it wasn't until satellite TV came out, and that was like the big splurge every month that my mom was like, "Fuck it, y'all, you're gonna have to do some extra chores and then some," you know.
Yeah.
And she got us a TV though, and
Yeah.
so we were sitting there and we would watch like the UFC, and it had just came on because of Spike TV, and so I was like, "What?" Like I knew kind of sort of about MMA, but it wasn't like big. When I was little, it was like Fight Night was big, and like boxing was big, or like wrestling was big. You know what I mean? Like WWE
Man,
shit.
you want to know some funny shit? I remember when I was like, we'll just say 12. Um, I was super like I was a big church kid. Like my parents took me to church, so I was like super innocent.
Mhm.
And I remember the first time they came out with DVR,
Oh
and
shit.
I would go to DVR, and like I had my favorite shows. Okay, well, back then no one knew how to put a password or like hide stuff, and I I literally caught my dad recording fucking porn to the DVR.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah, bro. And I started watching it, and then I got in trouble, and now there's a password on everything, bro. Well,
bro,
there was. There
when
was
I
a
was little,
password, and then I figured it out.
they used to have these things that were like shaky channels, and it
Yeah.
was like you could go to like the like porn channel if you had like direct TV or something, and it would be like blurred out, but I swear it'd be like shaky or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I remember when we were at my house, I was really little, man. Because my friend who's like an older brother to me, um, he
I
had
gotta get
found something when we were stumbling through the TV, right? And it was called Playmates of the Apes back in the day. It was like an old
Wow.
porno, and it was like all
Nice.
it was the funniest shit we ever seen though, because it's like the dude, like it's like all these girls in a cage just naked. So as a kid, like we couldn't figure it out. They was just like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
and it's like their titties are flying
Oh,
around. You know what I mean? And as
Yeah.
a
yeah.
kid, like I'm like
You're
5
like,
years old,
you're like,
maybe
whoa, what is that?
maybe 5 years old, you know? So I'm like looking at
Yeah.
it like this is bananas, literally. And then this fucking dude comes out in a fucking crazy ass costume like a gorilla. It wasn't like he was dressed like a human. It was just like a
Yeah.
gorilla with his dick out. Just
Like it was some like little
like
role
acting
play.
crazy, bro. Yeah, and it was like this crazy shit. And I remember that night cuz my friend was older than me, and so he was learning
Yeah.
about like sex education and condoms and stuff. And he's like, "Hey, bro, go ask
Nice.
your mom what a condom is." And so I ran
Bro,
him
my
down the
brother did
hallway.
some
I
shit
remember,
like that to me.
yeah, yeah. My mom's doing laundry, and I'm like sitting there. There's my older brothers are sitting down the hall listening and shit. And I go, "Mom, what's a condom?" And she goes, ask Mike." So I run up front to my dad, "Du-du-du-du-du-du-du." And I go, "Hey, what's a condom?" And he goes, "Ask your mom." And I'm like, "Oh shit." So I run back to mom. I'm like, "What is this fucking crazy ass thing?" And she's like, "It's a raincoat for your pee pee." And I was like that's when my mom's like a genius. That's one of those moments where like my mom shines as a mom. Like just to explain it like that, because I
Raincoat.
went back and I just started laughing because I was like, why do I need that raincoat from a dick? You know what I mean? Like, mom, you crazy as hell.
Bro, my
Raincoat
brother
from a
did something like that to me, but he convinced me. I was like 6, 7. He convinced me that my balls were called ovaries. And yeah, bro. And it was fucked up because my brother
Dude,
was like 12 or 13, and he convinced me this.
nice.
Yeah. And so I said that shit in front of my dad, and he's like, "What?" Yeah, bro.
Hey, I might be able to one up that. When I was in like fourth grade, um, I told everyone and was convincing everyone that girls peed out of their butts because I really thought girls peed out of their butts, bro. Like it was dead ass serious, bro. It was
Damn,
hilarious.
homie. That's
Yeah, I
rough.
was like, I don't know, man. They
Yeah.
pee different. They
Y'all had some cool childhoods, man. I got excited when my brother was like, man, he was like maybe 17. I was like 9 years old, and he would have his friends over, and they'd play like spin the bottle or some shit, and then I would join them, and one of his friends would end up having to kiss me on the cheek, and I would be like, "Yo!" I'd be like, "Yo, this hot chick's gonna kiss me on the cheek," but
hell yeah. Hey,
that's
at
what
least
I got excited over.
but your old brother was still putting you on game.
Yeah,
You know, that's nice.
facts.
I yeah, I don't know. I guess I did have a very unique upbringing
I fought
in
my
that way.
brother a lot. He and
Oh
I
yeah,
I
fought
did.
a
I
lot.
didn't even know what porn websites were, bro.
yeah, we used to fight a lot. My
I
mom just
I looked that shit up on YouTube.
Bro,
I
I
don't
was
know.
like,
My
go ahead,
mom's
Kemp.
different.
Yeah?
Sorry, go on.
No, 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 go for it.
I was gonna say like when we were like in high school, you know, um, my mom just kind of keeps it real. It's like she knew, you know, she had to be my dad too, you know. So it's like she she gave me a whole stack of like fucking Playboy magazines,
Damn.
whole stack.
Yo,
Me and my brothers, and we were allowed to like cut them out and like, because I had another friend of mine. See, I say older brothers because I have so many friends that like I'm so tight with and that I grew up with, that have lived with me at one point or another.
Mhm.
And so when my mom had like taken one of my friends in, he was living in my room with me, and we both set up like a collage of like what we wanted. So we all got like the fucking Playboys together, and there we were like, all right, choose your like centerfold, and you're gonna build your collage around it. We all chose different ones. Yeah. And then so like I remember like my mom's friends coming over and being like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean?
Dude, me and my friend, we stole porno magazines from his, I think it was either his dad or his older brother, and we
Yeah.
stashed them at my house, bro. So we used to have this metal box that was like a mailbox in our backyard, and we hid them
Mhm.
in that for a little while, for like half a day, and then we got scared that someone would find them, so we took them out, we put them in a box and buried it outside in a
Mhm.
fort that I had built. It was like a bunch of railroad ties and like this camo like leafy
That's tight.
cover,
Like
and
Nettie.
we just like buried it in there, and then yeah, rest was history.